Baseball and Being Gian. We are here back with the crew, Ozzy and One. Welcome to kind of like a little new setup.
Hey, great job, bro.
Yeah, it's
Great
very,
job. Edie's did a tremendous job.
Very comfortable. All you need is literally a drink, and it's like you just.
Oh, we have one, guys. This is not a beer, just in case they ask me.
You can drink on the show. We just wanted to make it a little bit more relaxing, a little bit more fun for the audience and for ourselves. So, packed week again. Players are reporting to camp, but guys are opting out already. What do you guys think about this whole opting out, and do you think more guys are going to be opting out moving forward?
I think I respect everybody's opinion. Because that's the way it should be. But, you know, when you're opting out, the guys opting out is not the superstars. They're their team. You know, I respect that they have a couple, you know, Deadman and the kid from Washington. You know, this is the veteran. Zimmerman. They have, you know, the veteran present. But the statement they make, I respect that. You know, I don't want to be around my family, my kids. They also to respect. Hopefully, no anybody. You know, there's only a few guys, but hopefully, when the game start, practice start, game start, nobody get sick, and it will. I think it will because the human beings are
too many people.
There's a lot of human beings involved with baseball. There's so many people. I don't think you can control that. Even you want to. It's going to be hard to control.
Yeah, mathematically, it's going to be hard. For me, Mike Leake also opted out. He was set
Joe Ross.
He was set to make $5 million. Obviously, Mike Leake's made a lot of money in his career, but I saw Ian Desmond's statement, and Zimmerman's not going to play. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and they're allowed to do whatever they feel is right for themselves and for their families. But this gives it a little bit of a sour taste for me because it's not a regular season, and it's not. I don't care, you know, what anyone says. Teams won't be at 100%. It'll be we're just adapting. 2020 is the year of like different things happening, and the fact that these guys aren't opting out, it's going to be a season. And kudos to whoever wins, but it's not going to feel like it's real.
I agree with you. I think we should push a little bit for baseball because what baseball need.
Well, we all
need this play. No, they need the play to people can understand. Wow, the players care about it. Not because 2, 3, 4, 5 guys opt out. That means the other players don't care. But it's kind of hard because, you know what I mean, when you got kids and you have family, you go to, maybe they don't worry about the COVID. Maybe they worry about not seeing their family the way they want to.
Well, for Ryan, so I'll give you an example. Okay, so 2 of the guys that are opting out are guys that have 10 plus years in the big leagues. If anyone that opts out, okay, you can give me your statement, you can give me whatever. I don't care personally why you're opting out because you're not getting paid. Yeah. So if you're okay with leaving that much money on the table, bless your heart, talk to your team, move forward. Somebody else is going to take your spot on the roster. The part about the opting out that is I'm still waiting is if you see a young player opt out before getting paid, okay, who's a Ronald Acuna decides I'm not playing. Aaron Judge says, you know what, I'm not playing. That I think is going to be a bigger blow. But we're going to see guys opt out. I think the funny part is I want to see the first guy to opt out who starts going 0 for 20 and starts saying, I hope I get COVID. Or let's just tell people I got COVID.
That's true.
No, because somebody's going to hit 400 and somebody's going to bat 150.
Yeah.
That's going to happen.
You know what?
Or if you do bat, you do have an excuse. I didn't feel like I
do you want to hit 150 though?
My normal self, no.
Even in a 60-season game, it's going to happen.
It looks worse.
It's funny because I always say players always look for people, I play just in case I'm not talking to media guys right now. Players always say they want to be a free agent and they go, oh, I want to sign with this team because I have a chance to win. You never hear any player before they make millions of dollars. They say, I want a ring. I don't want to see a player say, oh, I just care about the ring. You can have my money. Then that's
people don't. It's hard to understand because MLB players and athletes make so much money, but this is their job. Just like we have a job, just like you have a job, this is their job.
That's why I have to respect them opting out. So whatever reason they're opting out.
I like it.
I'm saying whatever reason they're opting out, okay? Whatever the reason is, you could fake an injury just because you don't want to face the public. Whatever it is, you're leaving money on the table. So to me, I'm okay with that. If you're opting out and you're still getting paid,
I don't
have a problem.
He's 80 against opt them out. I'll be the first one calling. Are you kidding me?
You're right. But here's the other part. Personally, you might be scared. You might be so scared. I'll give you an example.
Well,
so
you need the money.
I don't talk about this. I'm on the list for high risk. I have rheumatoid arthritis, the thing that you get the Kardashians have it, the bones. I got it after.
You had the Kardashian. I don't see it.
No, it's called rheumatoid. I heard all the Kardashians have that. Rheumatoid. I can't even say it right, but I don't. In my head, I don't act like I have it because it's not something that affects me every day. I take medicine for it, but I'm on the list. My wife Sarah is super worried about it. But for me, like if I was playing, like Anthony Rizzo, he's on the high risk. He survived cancer. To me, I don't think about that. I'm like, I'm gonna live my life, and if it happens, it happens. Again, I should be very careful. But if it's my job, I'm saying though, but if it's my job and they say, hey, you have to go cover spring training at the cell, and I'm getting paid for it, I need to decide and say, hey, I know this is risky, but this is how I make a living. So you got to be realistic on that. Like you have to make a life decision again, and that would be up to every family. So for everyone that was hating on them, the opting out, people were calling them names and
why? That's not people's business.
It is not business. So anybody that opts out, it's a good time to
people's business to the teammates, and his family.
Yeah,
what people have to people be nosy, man.
To piggyback off what you said, Bryce Harper isn't opting out.
No,
neither is Mike Trout.
How much is that?
Neither is Stanton.
Oh, I know that the Tigers are hoping that Miguel opts out. But the Tigers are hoping Miguel opts out.
Hey, Miguel,
don't play.
Corey yet?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we thought you had one.
The Sox, and I heard a lot of the Sox guys are practicing. They were practicing before they went to the cell. They're going in the next couple days. They've been at the Bo Dome.
They've been going at
it. Yes.
Hey,
I heard
Grandal. You think Grandal opt out?
I know. I actually
Jerry like what?
Exactly. As Jose brought up, Grandal. I know a guy that was throwing BP to them, and the guy was throwing a lot of balls, and Grandal was not happy.
He wasn't having it.
He was not having it.
So what I'm saying though, for guys though like this year, like Chris Bryant, again talking local here in Chicago, for him it's a huge year. We saw him on a plane, a picture on the plane. He was with his little baby, and they were coming to Chicago, and he's coming as a family. And he's the part that he was talking about that was really cool is like it's like I'm getting tested every day, so I know if I'm going to have it right away. So there's players that are looking at it as a positive that with being with the team, they're going to feel safer because they're getting tested every 1, 2, 3 days. They're going to be tested, so they feel like they could protect themselves better. But for him, even if it's a 60-game season, it's a huge free agent year for him. Does he stay in Chicago? Does he move forward? So
do they give him a contract?
So for some guys, it's like they're putting it all on the line because this is how they make a living. And we saw the McCann family, the wife saying, hey, we'll see you in 3 months. So this is we have to remember this is how these individuals make a living. And that's something that we need to move forward. I think they're not the only ones that are going to opt out. I think moving forward, we're going to see more guys opt out.
In the next 3 weeks or something, some guy might.
I'm just saying, you go to spring training, okay? You're there. It happens to guys that go to regular spring training. You're there in spring training. It's a summer camp 2.0. You're like hitting in a weird group. You don't like the vibe. You don't like the rules in the clubhouse. Of like, hey, you can't do this. Hey, you can't do that. Some guys might be like, you know what? I'm out.
Hey, that happened to me. Well, I know now they fire me. They release me. But when I was with Tampa Bay in
2001
or Baltimore, they're like, I was hitting in Group 10.
Yeah, you feel like it's BS. Like, what am I doing here?
I was hitting. I remember calling you guys. I was in the backfield. Like they practicing St. Pete, I think. Yeah. We was practicing Tampa somewhere. And
you also said that once that you were hitting with like with Hamilton,
Crawford,
yeah, all the future stars,
all the best players were all the best players they with me out there, and I think they thought I was a scouted them. And I remember calling you and said, you know what, the best player in the big league right now, you're gonna play double A.
Yep.
Yeah. So what I mean, oh my God, I said, look, I see this kid play. And I take part in practice with this kid every day. I was embarrassing. Like I'm half drunk.
Oh, for sure.
And I don't want to be on there. I want to go back to Venezuela with you guys. But that's the way I want to pack and leave.
My dad's talking about in 2001, his last spring training as a player. He was with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays at that point. They had the green jerseys.
Use the word devil. That's insensitive.
Oh, I'm sorry.
To the devil.
So he was out there, and literally he would be in Josh Hamilton's group, Carl Crawford's group.
I didn't know who the starters.
All the young players. I think Rocco Baldelli was
Rocco Baldelli was there
in a lower level, but he was also part of that group. So these young players. But like I said, if those guys start feeling like they can't handle it, like for me,
Adam LaRoche dressed $14 million because they wouldn't let Drake in the clubhouse. So those are guys that now they tell them like, you bring your kid, you're like, hey, your kid can't be here because of COVID. So whatever, the coolest kid ever in baseball.
No,
Drake.
Well, believe me, Drake. I tip my hat to you and your father because I don't leave that much money.
Oh, yeah, but by the way, if they told right now you can't see Adela for 6 months, but you get to $50 million, you said,
honey, I'll give you $1 million.
I'll give you $1 million.
Hell yeah.
Bye.
I'm being honest. No, you're not lying. No, but I'm
No.
saying though, like, so there's players that put prerogative.
Yeah.
Like, and you again, when you make that much money and you're
Yeah.
comfortable, no, you're just not gonna put
And
up
you win
with
the
BS.
championship.
Oh, you want like for Zimmerman? People are like, oh, he's gone. I'm like, Zimmerman could have retired after with the trophy in his hand, and we would have said, wow, what a great player. But the fact that he's like, who knows if he comes back? Same thing with Ian.
You know what I think is going to happen also is when this starts ramping up, I think more guys are going to start getting hurt because you start the camp and then you like, oh, we got to turn on the jets right away. You're going to see guys fall, and I think once guys if you get hurt, and it's like, what am I doing here?
Well, if you get hurt, so the fact of the 60-game season, the fact that it's hurt is if you do the math,
you get hurt.
You get hurt unless you're like a main player and then they put you on the 15-day DL.
Wow.
If you get hurt, like, oh, you have to like do like recovery.
You're out.
I'm just saying
there's no
minor league.
I'm saying that just go home because
exactly
that's why this takes us to our next topic.
And also they're expanding the roster.
Well, the Jose Quintana situation. Jose Quintana laceration on the throwing hand, left hand, has to get surgery. So to me, surgery means it must have been really big. He was washing dishes. If you believe the story or not, that's a very hardcore way of washing dishes to cut your hand that hardcore. We'll see more on that story. But they're saying 2 weeks for him to start throwing after the surgery. Depending on how the Cubs are doing, if they don't start off hot,
shut him down.
It's his throwing hand.
But believe me, I wash dishes all my life. My wife cooked.
You like washing dishes?
I love it. I don't know why, but I don't know to get that point. I really, I swear to God, I believe on him because I know this kid very well.
He does
Great guy.
Awesome. I love him. But yeah, I don't know what kind of dishes.
But does it matter though? If he did it fishing, cleaning a fish, doing whatever.
Anyway.
I'm just saying though. Yesterday, Ibis was here looking for something, and she cut her hand. So again, it doesn't matter why he did it. He didn't literally say, "I'm going to cut my fingers 4 days before I go to summer camp." So this is a part that, and it happened to you. You said that we were talking before that a couple days before opening day, you went to open up a newspaper stand, and then you had me in the arms, and then the stand was going to close, and then you try to put your hand, and it fractured one of your fingers.
That's why I play with this one here. This one. I remember I got you there going to the ballpark. I went to see Hermie. And I think it was Hermie go, what happened? I don't know. I just opened that thing. And it shut off. We don't know. We don't have that in Venezuela. We have the guy with like,
those things are so tricky, by the way.
Well,
you open up the paper and you're like, it'll literally.
No, what? Open it now. I don't know. I think it's going to stay open when I take the paper.
Yeah, it closes.
He hit me. And Hermie go, what you do? I was telling Hermie exactly what happened. And Hermie looked at me, I go, really? I said, yeah, look, it just happened.
It's hard to believe because
I wasn't even in Harbor Point.
Because you hear stories of like the Aaron Boone's playing basketball, hurt his knee. Jason Williams.
My favorite.
Bicycle.
My favorite.
Yoenis Cespedes
and the Wild Hog.
Which is true, though, because he's into that.
Yeah, but
but
the funny thing about it, you cannot lie. You can lie in the 80s, 70s, 80s. 2020?
No.
2020, you can we can find out.
Speaking of that, that's another guy that's got a huge 60 games coming up. Not only did he miss out on like $15-20 million because it's part of his contract if he got hurt. He's only making $6.
Correct.
And now he's gonna be a free agent. And this is a big year.
It's gonna be some teams gonna be happy signing him.
Exactly. And they're gonna get him on the cheap. Yasiel Puig is not signed yet.
Well, believe me, if Puig value the way is the value for him, people will sign him. But he think he is.
Well, I think that he's putting his market way too high. But at this point, do you think it's more because he turned down Asia, which I was extremely surprised. If I would have been Jasiel, I think I would have gone to Japan for a year, or the KBO, made a lot of money and been away from all this,
and then come back.
Do you think that at this point it's better for him to play for nothing? Or is it better for him to sit it out the year?
Okay, I'm going to relate this to
football. People forget you quick.
I'm going to relate this to football. Cam Newton was the MVP of the National Football League.
Yeah.
Cam Newton. Right now he's going to the Patriots to play for Bill Belichick for $1 million. Basically nothing. If Yasiel Puig wants to play, bet on yourself.
Andre Dawson.
1 year. Andre Dawson. You know what? I'm going to kill this year, and next year I'm getting my money. But he knows he's not that good. That's my opinion.
But this is the year that he could do it. 60-game season, he could time.
Exactly. So
he's
I'm like,
an exciting guy.
Play for. How much more money do you need for 60 games? Play for the minimum 400.
Well, I think
nobody's getting paid at this point.
By the way, I think I think you gotta have bad advice. Whoever controls his contract, I think
you think
exactly.
You think it's better for him to sit out?
But can nobody call and say, "Hey, you want to play for us?" Or "Hey, what do you think about this contract? What do you think about that?"
I think I don't know the kid. I think a lot of teams want to sign him.
I don't know Caballo.
They just don't want to sign him for as much money as.
By the way, if you put Yasiel Puig at the league minimum or a couple, for right now, the way the COVID situation is going, both teams in town in Chicago will take him. There's other teams that would love. I don't know. And by the way, guys, universal DH, so that means he's open to play anywhere.
Yeah, but the thing is, okay, I only see him from the.
He's not.
But I don't know what kind of guys in the club. Maybe say this is the bad man in the club.
That's what we don't know.
We can.
He doesn't have a great reputation amongst players, but I'm saying though, so that didn't help with the money. But I'm saying from a situation like him, okay, because these players that are saying I'm opting out, okay, Ryan Zimmerman has a track record. He can go back to Washington. Ian Desmond maybe with the Rockies, but there's guys that if you opt out,
watch out.
I'm saying though, like baseball moves very, very fast, and
they'll leave you behind.
Once again, Zimmerman, he might be assistant GM next year.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have a job with
Washington. Oh, he'll be a national for life.
He's not retiring.
Baseball even told I saw the Twins did it. They have two coaches that are like 68.
So that's my next topic.
And 65, and they told them. They're going to continue to pay them,
but just stay home.
Which is kind of great by Minnesota, by the way.
Yeah.
Classy organization. We're gonna pay you.
Talk about pre-existing condition. Don Cooper, Lord.
Yeah, you're like,
okay, wait a minute. How the White Sox going to deal with Coop?
Well, they're going to deal with it.
I make it back 2 weeks ago. You remember?
You'll be fine as long as they have a big spread.
I guarantee you, Coop, he will have COVID in the middle of the season because you want to go home. For a couple of days.
But I'm just saying though, he's had a lot of conditions. But I'm saying though, when you look at pre-existing conditions, okay, and you look at the age, the coaches obviously are a little bit older, okay, except Gabe.
Not anymore.
I'm saying Gabe Kapler. No. When you look at the coaching staff, Gabe Kapler has the youngest staff.
Okay,
but I'm saying older teams. There's teams that have like helpers and whatnot. If you're over 60, you're on that list.
Rob Tainman.
So yeah,
the White Sox told him.
Yeah,
you're too old.
You're too old to be around.
Rob Tainman. Okay, let me tell you something about the White Sox. You don't want to tame him because he's old. You don't want to tame him because since 2005, you don't want that kid. No. You don't want that kid in the club.
I seen him.
Come on.
But he said now they found the perfect excuse to get me out.
You know what's funny? That's funny because that's sad. To me, that's sad because this kid's going to do help. But you know what I see, help players.
By the way,
it's always available.
First season he's going to miss in the clubhouse since 1998.
Yeah, he's been
around there for a while.
So I'm just saying, so a lot of times they're going to use this. So I'm saying though that this COVID thing, it affects players because I think there's going to be a lot of guys that are now in this taxi squad that are going to cut away 2-3 years of minor league baseball, whatever, wasting their time and go right to the big leagues and make impact right away. But then there's other guys that might have been like, we need an excuse to get this guy out of here.
This is a perfect excuse.
I can't wait till this guy hits 150. We're getting him out of here.
So what do you think is going to happen with like
minor league baseball?
No, I think minor league baseball, we've talked about it. I feel like they're going to either cut teams or cut levels.
They have to.
Yeah, because economically, it's a way that, some people can't take that burden. And with the whole taxi thing, I'm talking to guys on the Sox because I know guys on there, and it's going to be hard. Like, they have to take responsibility on themselves. Like,
so that's my next topic I want to be.
Luis, like, they're supposed to go from the stadium home to the stadium. There's nobody watching you. So how do you want to
big level?
No, any level. So
how do you restaurants are open?
No, so that's I want to talk about that. So the NBA has it very easy because the NBA guys are going to be wearing bracelets.
Less players.
You're like, where's Oni? Okay, and where's Oni? And I know where Oni is at. And that happened in our men's league. Like, there's rules, but I don't know where guys go. Like, everyone has to keep their distance. For Major League Baseball, okay, these guys are going to cities and they're going to be in their house. They could be hosting parties in their house. They could be going out to go eat. They could be at a rooftop.
Have to be responsible.
That's what I mean. So that's a huge, rules and guidelines are very, very different. And especially because, let's be honest, you're a manager. There's guidelines when you're on the road that says Team's not responsible for you after 12 o'clock at night.
No, 2 hours after the game.
2 hours after the game. Basically, we recommend go to your room and go to bed. But they can't do that because you're an adult.
No one did that.
But how many guys really go to the room and go to bed? No, you go eat.
So right now, if you were playing or if you were managing, you're supposed to not go out to dinner.
Or the hotel bar.
Oh, hotel bar be there.
Exactly. So how do you?
I don't want to say I'm macho man.
But let's say if you're social distancing, that's the thing. I feel like the teams need to really talk to these guys. Like, hey guys, if you do go out, wear your mask.
No,
because it's not.
You will be out. Please
wear your mask.
Bars are open.
Be aware what you're going to be because we know you're going to be out.
And
I'd rather you told me I went out. Somebody come to me go, hey, look at this picture. This guy.
You rather have the player. You would tell the players, hey, I know you guys are going to be out.
I know you guys be out.
I know in Chicago
be careful.
and different cities that everything's basically already open, just a smaller capacity. And Ken Rosenthal wrote a great article and said, I'm excited, blah, blah, but I'm also scared because if something happens,
I thought he wasn't going to break the story.
That something happens and someone passes away in Major League Baseball this year from COVID-19.
Family member or player?
Either one.
Okay.
It'll be
or staff.
It'll be either anyone related to the season, whether that be MLB, NBA, or someone. If something happens that someone passes away, a brother, a player, Ken Rosenthal wrote that this morning. He said that'll be a huge, huge black ball and a black eye.
But okay,
I would need one more than one because we usually have one player pass away, DUI, something happens, drugs,
overdose.
So I'm just saying though. So life happens. Again, the league, the country can implement as many rules as they want. The league can say this is how we're going to do it. Are you going to follow the rules as an adult, grown men and say, hey, man, keep the distance? Because they're doing – I've talked to people in the clubhouses across the league. They're doing the rules. Yeah. They're keeping 6 feet. So if you're a player and you're like, nobody get close to me, it's doable. Like if right now, if you're the player that was antisocial and didn't like being around anybody, you're in heaven. You're like, I do not have to talk to any of these guys. I'm going to play.
My dad couldn't handle it.
I don't think you'd have – I don't
think
think
you could handle it.
Because you didn't even like being in your office.
You just like being.
You wanted to be. You changed your office to be closer to your coaches, and you wanted to look at all the players. Right now, you'd be like,
you're supposed to go from the stadium to your hotel, and if you're at home, you're supposed to go from the stadium to your house.
Okay,
that's hard.
When you start that part,
that's hard.
You're not going to the house. You go to the house. If your wife is there. Oh yeah, you go to but you gotta eat even but first of all you don't want to be a food in the clubhouse either. It's gonna be a very tough 10 to 100, but the manager have many
I guarantee you
to face it.
I guarantee you I'll see guys out from the Sox. Guarantee you.
Don't you see on
especially you say if you have a young team.
Yeah, how do you
when you wear your mask?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they don't let you in.
Okay.
Do people wear it inside the place?
Can you do me a favor?
Well, I've only been out once, and it was like it was like 10 people.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
So you just gotta avoid big crowds because, like you said, just because places are open, it doesn't mean that you have to go.
Have a question.
Correct. Like that Nobu place that just opened the rooftop. You don't think Sox guys are gonna go?
Okay. If you sit them out, please don't be close to them. Not because you got corona. It's just because I guarantee people from the front office. You looking out to be your kids taking the players out.
So I'm just saying, but something as simple as like your routine is like if I was a player, I would love to golf in the morning, spend time with the kids. But like even doing that, like anything you do, if you catch it, people are gonna be like judging you. Like
imagine that no golfing.
By the way. Every morning I go to the cocktail, I know. I say hi to everybody in the club. What's up, guys? It's a bunch of guys older than me, way older.
By the way, just put a lot of guys are at high risk.
Everybody's at high risk there. I say hi to everybody. Everybody with the mask. What's going on, guys? I cannot change like, hey, stay away from me.
So if you were managing right now, they would say,
no, but it's just like when you're there, though. I think
don't go.
No, but I'm saying we
like, what do you mean?
But we all wear the mask again. We're like when you're going through. Yeah, look at him. He's got his little.
By the way. I got to send that to Rick Renteria because you're not supposed to argue with the umpire strike ball safe.
Oh,
put the mask on and go get him. Go get him with the mask on.
I was gonna say this though. So people are like, I don't know what's wrong with society today that they think because there's a rule in a rule book that it's not gonna happen. Right now in Major League Baseball, there's a rule against managers going up to talk to umpires. That's why they eject you. Okay? There's a rule always been there about hitting people and running to the field and fighting each other.
I would love to see.
So nobody says, stop, guys, don't run.
I would love to see this. If you were manager, Sony managers is it F you to the umpire and F Corona too.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna get those.
Okay, wait. Oh, I will love it. You hit one of my guys, we hit 5. Nobody can fight.
Well, no, you're not supposed to. But I'm saying though, if you're an umpire though, if you're a manager, you can wear a mask. Like if I was a player and I'm hitting, I'd have a mask in my pocket. If I don't like the call, I'm putting on the mask and I'm coming.
Yeah,
and
that's what I think. Because umpires.
I would love for the Astros players to get hit 2 or 3 times.
To see why
Dusty loses control and say, "Screw COVID."
Ozzy, but it's true. Umpires are already have enough power. Major League Baseball lead them to power unbelievable. You a manager, you cannot argue with a buck. You cannot argue with striking and balls. You cannot argue with safe or out. You cannot.
Some managers don't even make their own lineup.
You can't argue with the check swing.
Nothing. You say buck, check swing. Everything you argument, this automatic. This not like you pass.
No, you're out. You're gone. You step out. You're gone.
Okay. As soon as you step out, it's a buck. Why? I'm just asking you.
It's in the rule book.
It's in the rule book. Then how much? Okay, I gotta get on the line. Get on the line. Play at the plate. I think it was out, and the guy goes safe.
You just gotta sit there.
What? I'm like, oh god.
Especially in a 60 game season.
That's
I'm rooting for David Ross, by the way. I'm rooting for Grandpa Rossi because of Dancing with the Stars. Because they told him, "Oh, is this gonna have an asterisk?" He said, "Is there a trophy? Is there a trophy and is there a title?" I don't care if I played in Little League or whatever. That attitude is the right attitude. I don't want managers to come out there and be like, "Well, we're gonna go and we're gonna go through the motions." No. We're here to win. Don't make excuses. I love that. That's a sign telling his players, absolutely. I'm here to win.
You from day one, say, guys, 60 games, we're going to try to win, get into the playoffs. But after the season's over, there's going to be people that discredit that.
That's fine. But I'm saying from his personal thing, from the attitude of the team, I don't want the players to be
win and lose.
No, but that's what I mean. But I don't want teams to be like, well,
this is going to be very, very heartbreaking if neither of Chicago's teams get into the playoffs.
So
in a short
it's going to be
very, very heartbreaking.
So wrapping topic, this is going to be a hard one. This is going to be a tough one to tackle right before we wrap up. But again, Major League Baseball is saying that they're going to be more open about protesting and players being vocal. We've seen Twitters about the young man who took the knee, who's actually played baseball in Moncloa. Great player.
I see this kid every day, and nobody gave him opportunity.
So now they're saying they're even trying to poach him from his agent because they want to make it like because he was the only guy in baseball. Maybe invite him to big league camp. A couple of teams have talked about it. Do you think we have Ian Desmond's letter, obviously in his walkaway? Do you think more players in the 60-game season and teams are going to be more vocal about social issues, especially the Black Lives Matter? Are we going to see more guys take a knee or a form of expression as a team on solidarity to protest?
Let me say first, they have the right to be vocal. Finally, they have the right to say, listen, guys, we're tired of this. Yes, we are. Yes, people are tired of all this. But knee down, I don't agree with that because I don't think it's that solution. I'd rather be the guy and have a press conference and be vocal about it.
Yeah.
They have a knee down when the team have rules.
So Tony La Russa talked about it, right. And you're probably going to get destroyed like Tony La Russa did. But Tony said, in my team, he said, personally, I don't agree with the knee. He said whatever the owner wanted, but he was like, there's other ways to do it. So if I was, I thought about this. If I was a player and I really thought that my teammates should do something, I would say, hey, like, okay, I understand that some guys won't do a knee, but what can somebody do? Can we put a patch on our arm? Can we?
I'd rather that.
I'm saying, can we do a patch? Can we do something? The 7th inning stretch, we all go outside. Can we do something as a team that maybe is not the knee, but something during the game?
I like that better.
To protest, to say,
I feel like now more than ever, the baseball's going to have a lot of eyeballs.
Correct.
Like people are going to be watching. Like you are going to be people that didn't even watch sports are going to be watching sports. Baseball, those 60 games, people are going to watch. So I agree with they should do something because we have a lot of African American
but not
in our game. And baseball, they hold Jackie Robinson Day. They're a very big advocate of that, and they're going to do the Field of Dreams and all that stuff. So I feel like as a team, if you can figure out a way to do something that doesn't offend people around you. Maybe the kneeling is too much, but they can do something. Every third or fourth inning, we're all going to go to the top step, and this is our way of saying we don't like systematic racism in this country. And that's what
nobody like it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I love that. One of my favorite things in baseball is when you stand up to cancer. Because I've had one of my dear cousins pass away from the disease, and you stood up for it during the World Series a couple of years because he battled for a while. Stand up to cancer, and it's something that everyone holds a sign and has that, and it's been a tradition now, and I'm getting goosebumps in the World Series, and it's huge. So I was like, that would be kind of cool. So I think as a team, right now in spring, I'd be like, hey, what can we do?
So maybe
individual. I give you idea. Hey, give you idea. No, give you idea. Take me out to the ball game, and me out to the guys are not on the field. Put the thing in and do whatever they say.
Well, because there's going to be cameras. There's going to be.
That's it. And put it down.
By the way, and don't even have to just be Black Lives Matter. You could say, guys, during this. No, I'm saying during this inning, you can put a sign up for whatever cause you like. During this time of the seventh inning stretch, you hold a sign. It's going to get panned out, and you can say
it could be justice for George Floyd,
LGBT.
Justice for Vanessa.
I like that better. I like that better. That idea.
Well, when you make it a tradition of baseball and saying, "Hey, we're open to this," I love that because I think there's going to be conversations. I think if anything does happen, teammates, guys that are there, have that conversation. Don't let a guy go out there on his own and do something on an island, because that's what happened to this young man with Oakland Athletics. He got scapegoated. The picture itself, the way they took it, it's him kneeling down and the whole team is up. And he was like the only guy that did it because no one else followed suit.
By the way,
they ruined his career. He could have big league talent.
No, this kid, he should be in the big league.
He's a lefty hitting catcher.
And in last year in Mexico, and I know for a fact they treat him like crap. They just kill him every time, and it's sad. When you talk to this kid, I have it with Dave Stewart, myself. We went to dinner, and I didn't know it was him. Then all of a sudden, we take a picture together and send it to Osney. And Osney go, "Dad, you know who that kid is? He's the guy kneel down." Then I feel next day I went looking for him, and we become pretty good friends. And he really paying the price because no reason. He should be in the big league. Yes, he's better catcher.
I'm sure he's a good.
But I'm just saying that anytime somebody loses their job or their opinion and they leave the game of baseball, I put you on that list of making a comment, taking a knee. Even if you weren't good enough to be at that level, there's always going to be that what if I didn't do this.
You were good enough at that level.
That's what I'm saying.
He was good enough until he kneeled down.
Correct. So that's what I mean. So like you're gonna be like,
he was there already.
That's the part that makes it awkward of like, oh really? Like
so I know that for everyone out there and all our fans, we're fans like everybody else. I cannot wait. There's so much pressure on MLB, NBA because of everything that's going on. How are they gonna make this production? Make it great for fans to see.
But don't take advantage.
Make it stand. It is going to be. It's must-watch TV. I will be. I don't watch.
If I was a player, I would do two things. I would do, which some guys do already. I would promote the seventh inning stretch again. My idea. Said it here first. Ozzie Jr. Take credit for that. And then if I was a player, I would say, if I steal this many bases, whatever I did best.
I'm donating
doing this, and I'm doing that. And I would tell the team like, hey, this is what I want to do this year. Whatever it is you want to do, if you want to, education, whatever it is you want to do, I just think that it's a time for the players to be out there, be allowed to be expressing themselves.
The NBA is going to allow
just to help.
They're going to allow guys to have instead of their name, you can have something you're standing up for.
You know what? On your jersey. But they say, is that not going to cure that problem? This is a deep problem for a long time.
They just want awareness.
Just feel like, okay, we did something to take care of that business for a little bit.
Exactly, but you know why? Because there's a kid at home that's a big Mike Trout fan.
And he wants
somebody at home that's a huge Mike Trout fan at Anaheim. And as soon as they see Mike Trout doing something, even if you weren't thinking about it, you're like, wow, my favorite player did it. I want to do it.
How about this one?
I want to
How about starting in your own house, no matter what races you are, no matter where you come from, starting your house, teaching those kids. We're all the same.
No, I agree.
Teaching those kids. No, don't wait for the Major League Baseball. Don't be waiting for the teacher. Don't be waiting for whoever president is in the United States or any country. You have the responsibility to teach those kids the good and the bad. All the stuff happening here, whatever we have the problem we have right here is all fault. It's all fault. We're teaching those kids the wrong thing day in and day out.
No,
That's
so
what
yeah,
it is.
so I love it though, because again, that could be the first interaction. You can change somebody's mindset. I want Major League Baseball to start being a little bit more open to things like that and let guys have fun.
Yeah, let people express themselves.
Well, I'm saying though, because sometimes maybe you wanted to express yourself.
because
I have an example. You in 1993,
Oh my God.
no, I'm saying though, in 1993 as a player, you enjoy Cora. We're going to the playoffs. You guys were going to be on national TV when a lot of teams were on national TV back then. You wore a Puerto Rican, Joy wore a Puerto Rican flag. You had a Venezuelan flag, okay? And Major League Baseball said you have to remove those flags from your hats, okay? So even something as simple as like, how come no one's ever thought about this? Like the team hat, and let the player put whatever protest they want or anything on the side of their hat or the flag.
They weren't allowed to wear the
Major League
pants.
Baseball. Look at what Major League Baseball did. Now they don't know what to do. You cannot wear the long sleeve with your
Different colors.
with the color with the flag.
With the flag.
You cannot have your glove with the flag. Well, how stupid they are! Who care about that?
Well, that's another selling thing.
People in our country
They feel proud.
feel proud to wear that. People in our countries, in different countries, feel proud. Like, look at that guy. Why they say you can't wear that? Oh, because it's a uniform thing. Uniform thing. Everybody wear whatever they want.
If they were thinking about it, they would market it and say the White Sox is going to have. If you're going to wear the Venezuelan flag and you're a White Sox player, this is what it's going to look like. If you are and you make it happen like that,
that's
again,
smart.
or put it around like, okay, everything.
You know why they don't want it? You know why they don't want those guys had that? Because they don't make money from that. Somebody
but I'm saying that,
but
they could. So again, it's a heavy show. It has been a heavy week, but we hope that when they kick off summer camp 2020, more players stay healthy. But we do remember that players are there to play. So thank you very much. And keep watching Being Gian.
And happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July, everyone.
For everyone.
And listen to our podcast, past, previous shows. Por favor, download it on all the social media platforms, wherever you get your podcast. Being Gian, La Vida Baseball Live. Check us out Mondays and Wednesdays. Don't miss out. Tune in. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Right, yeah, get better.